YouTube, what is going on? Crowder here, and I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. Today is more of the just chatting CDL kind of thing, as you guys can probably tell from the title above. Basically, in this, we're just going through the Call of Duty competitive Reddit. I don't really go on this website very often. I'm trying to use it a little bit more, especially that we're doing content like this. So this is probably, like, no exaggeration, my 5th or 6th time ever on this Reddit. I basically just react to just what's going on. I answer some questions. We talk about some threads that are posted on there. And, you know, this is a lot more of a short segment of the morning crowd of just some CDL talk. Figured we'd upload this to YouTube and see how it does. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I hope you guys enjoy this. And as always, it's been your boy Crowder. Enjoy the video. I think this would be a great change overall if snipers take a hit. So aBeZy tweeted, I feel like if we bumped up the health to 130 instead of 100, it would make this game play out way better. The extra bullet TTK adds a wider skill gap in my opinion. I also feel like it would make the viewing experience better. What do you guys think of this, chat? So if you ask me personally, I think right now the time to kill in Vanguard in general, not even just for competitive esports, but just in general, might need to be a little bit higher, even for like regular multiplayer. I think it's pretty severe. So I think, like, you know, 130 might be a little much. 125 might be the perfect amount, in my opinion. I know that's obviously not much different, but something like that would probably be good. I think 150 is too much. Someone said 200 the other day. I think that's going a little crazy. I think it only needs really to be like one more bullet, and I think it'd be okay. Like, maybe, you know, maybe 150 can be right. Obviously, I don't know the statistics and stuff, but it has to be like one bullet or two bullets more, like, max. I'm saying 2 bullets max, and I think it'd be pretty good. I just think the reason why I think this is a good idea, and we'll go through the comments here soon, makes it kind of tough sometimes to have, like, you know, any sort of teamwork, just the way people die. Like, there's teamwork, but it's just like weird. I don't know. It's just very, very crazy in this game. But at the same time, if this change weren't to happen, I don't think it's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is like absolutely necessary, but I do think this would make the game better, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Playing multiplayer, dying from 2 bullets in bar is very frustrating. This would be a great addition, and I'm on board with it. Who has the ultimate decision to make the change? I'm pretty sure if all the pros were to, like, get together and talk to, like, some people from the CDL and say, like, we all want this, I think it's a possibility. I'm not too sure. Cold War was 150. Yeah. Also, at the end of the day, no matter what your health is, depending on how strong the weapons are also really important, you know? So yeah, I know what you're talking about, Zed. Right now we're watching a competitive game of One in the Chamber. It is pretty nuts, dude. It's just a setting. Yeah, you can just change the setting. You can literally go into the private match settings and change the health, I'm pretty sure. I've never went through the settings like that in this game, but usually in every Call of Duty you can do that, so I wouldn't be surprised. All right, let's look through some of the comments. Oh, this is a good one. Let's see. All these pros crying about nades like they didn't play World War II, where you needed 6 nades to kill a guy in the hill. Making health 130 would make the game exponentially more fun to watch and would 100% boost the skill gap. Oh, see, I thought when I was reading this part, as soon as I read this, I thought this guy was about to start roasting people. Wait, all these pros crying about nades like they didn't play World War II. Wait, is he saying that, like, pro players don't want this because nades wouldn't work as well? I feel like a big issue with this game right now is that, like, nades are so overpowered because there's no trophies. Like, I think if nades take a hit, I think that's fine. And I think sniping in this game sucks anyway. So, like, I feel like if those 2 things took a hit, I think this would be worth it. Hi, Joe. Big problem is there's the other values of, like, nades and snipes. I don't know, dude. I don't think the nades would be that big of an issue because there's no trophies, and I don't think you should just be able to fucking bang nades there. There's, like, a huge thread on there about nades and tacticals. Method says he didn't want it because of nades. I mean, I see that. I see that side of the argument. The only thing I don't like about that side of the argument, to me, I just don't really feel like it takes much skill. Like, you know, most of the games that we call a good Call of Duty have trophy systems. So grenades don't matter, you know? Like grenades obviously are slightly important here and there, but you have to kill the trophy systems. It's like, I just feel like this game, when you get into a 4-man setup because you got 4 kills and the other team just spawns up and goes 1, 2, 3 and throws a grenade and just bangs you right out of the hill. Like, I don't know. I personally think that's cheesy. I thought that was cheesy in what's it called, World War II as well. And I played that game, and I was pretty good at that game in the sense, like, you know, we won an event, we got 30 champs. Like, I don't know. I think the whole bumper warrior thing is pretty lame. Just because of, you know, I think it's dumb. That's just how I view it. I don't think it's the end of the world if, again, we don't do this, but I think it's pretty dumb. I think it takes more skill to set up as a team and slay out and do your thing and have a skill gap than you can just spawn up and throw a grenade at a hill. I think that's dumb. Feel like there's no way CDL is going to change the health. Only way to get higher TTK is pros agree to use different guns and attachments. I don't think so. I think the CDL would be on board with it if most of the pros agreed, but it'd have to be a majority of them. Well, I guess like trophy placement and destroying them is a huge part of it. Yeah, it is. That's what I mean. I understand it's not just, you know, trophy systems blocked all nades and nades were useless in Cold War and other games. Like, they definitely were useful. But I just feel like you can still, with like 120 health, you can still get a grenade kill, Joe. I feel like 2 grenades or 3, like even if it was 3 would work. And if anything, I feel like if anything, will engineer helped as well. I feel like if you would have to hit 3 grenades instead of potentially 1 or 2, if obviously you're wearing flak and stuff. I don't know. I feel like that would create a little bit more of a skill to hitting team grenades, even though that sounds kind of silly to me. But yeah, I see exactly why people wouldn't want that. So I understand that side of the argument fully. I'm actually interested to see where this goes because I don't think this is just my team players talking about it. I think a lot of people have been talking about this. I'm curious to see. I underagree, but the only gun that stands to really need the hit is the MP40. No ARs can really be used beside the STG and the auto, but the auto online is like, and land is like 4 to 6 with headshots. The Volk is nice. Let's honest, just started getting smacked by a Volk. It's going to be immediately G8 or banned. That sentence could be true. That sentence is pretty true. PPBS can be argued. The only reason why it'd be valuable is due to the damage. To be honest, this game wasn't made to be a super casual with non-existent skill gap. We wouldn't have this problem. 10 attachments for a gun is way too much at any standpoint, and the maps don't fit into a competitive environment. Overall, just need a new game. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, so I personally think 150 would be better. See, 150 might be too much with grenades and stuff. I think 150 is too much. I honestly just think 125 or something, or 120 would be perfect. 200 too much for this game. Tyler Teef has a tweet about it. Interesting. Just ban flak since you can eat a nade with 130. Boom balanced. It would be basically the same thing with World War II. So this is actually an interesting point. Is what he said, but so what I was gonna say. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say everyone would kind of just end up running tax and stun, like tac mask and stuns would be useless. Yeah, like I don't know. I would almost prefer that, but Lamar's point is very true. Like then like there's just no meta, you know, there's just like stuns are just literally pointless. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what people have to say with like this at the end of all this. I know there's going to be arguments about it and people talking about it, but I wonder how far this goes. I don't think it's going to happen personally. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either, but we out here playing hardcore. They got to change the health in the CDL to 200 or something. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people have been saying this. I don't think it's going to happen, man, but we'll see. I just don't really think the 120 is that bad of an option, even with grenades and stuff. I don't care about snipers because I really don't. I personally think this would be worth the snipers taking a hit. And the snipers aren't like crazy right now, so I don't know. But we'll see. So these are the power rankings right now after the Major One. What do we think of these power rankings, chat? What do we think of these power rankings right now? We have Seattle Surge number 1, Toronto number 2, Atlanta FaZe number 3, Thieves number 4, Ravens, they bumped up from 11th to 5th, Boston Breach is 6th, ROKKR 7, OpTic 8. What do you guys think of this? ROKKR should be higher, pretty good. ROKKR being slept on. Living in Seattle, I love it. So, I'm going to say one thing here. So, I know OpTic went 0-2, but I don't know, you know, like I know they went 0-2, but I just really, the way they lost doesn't bother me yet. Obviously, if it continues to happen, then there's a very, very big issue. I don't think Toronto, Joe, should be bumped after winning a LAN. I agree. So, like, I do think Seattle's incredible. I think these two are playing like out of their minds. Both these teams are really, really good. I just don't see how an online match, you know what I mean? I feel like the LAN match means a little bit more. So I feel like if I was doing power rankings, I think it's unfair to bump them down. But the thing is like, I think these two teams right now, if they're playing like each other, it's always going to be close games. You know, I think right now the top 4 teams, if we play each other for the most part, should be pretty fucking close for the most part. I do think Seattle specifically is the best control team right now, and that's really important. So that does give them a little bit of an edge, but I don't know. I just feel like Toronto can't be bumped because of that. Move Boston behind ROKKR and OpTic, in my opinion. Who did Boston beat? They beat LAG, and who did they lose to someone? Ultraverse Surge is a new Ultraverse Empire. Yeah, they're gonna play. They're gonna be some good matches between those two. Priest is still on the ROKKR, yeah. Only one game, yeah. I don't know. I just don't think you can bump them after winning an event, even though it was just a kickoff, and you know people say it doesn't matter, and I understand that. I still think like LAN results are always a little bit more powerful than online. Just a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like Texas getting bumped as much. I still wouldn't be too worried about them. But if their search doesn't get together, it could be an issue. And like the only thing I'll say with this game is I will say I think Toronto is in a really good spot. Seattle, I can't comment on too much. I just think they're really good right now, and I think they're going to stay good. But I haven't seen them play for an entire year like Toronto, so I have this opinion about Toronto. I think Toronto being really good at search usually will help them out a lot, because I think this game, with the way squad spawns work and the way like the game is just in respawns, it's going to be consistent and there's going to be a gap. I understand that, but search is really going to be a backbone of teams this year, in my opinion. When it comes to the talk of consistency, I guess that's a lot. I guess that happens a lot in every year, but I feel like last year and like the year before that, in like Black Ops 4 specifically, you could just be dominant at hardpoint. You could just be better than other teams, and you can really rely on hardpoint. Like my LA Thieves team or my 100 Thieves team, when I was coaching them in Black Ops 4, we were just better than everyone at hardpoint. No one could beat us in hardpoint. Everyone just sucked at hardpoint compared to us for the most part. And then obviously at the very end, United caught up, and that was about it. Other than that, everyone was just not good at hardpoint. And we were able to just win events because of hardpoint, and we weren't the best search team. I don't think that will happen like that this year at all. Like, I don't think that's even possible to happen this year with the way spawns work in this game, and like the way things can just go so wrong if one person gets the timing and they get behind you and they spawn behind you kind of thing. I don't think it's as going to be like as consistent. So like I think S&D I think S&D is going to be incredible. Was huge last year. You guys had the best respawn record in Stage 2 and Ultra won through S&D. Yeah, I do think though when Ultra won that, I would love to go back to the stats. I'm pretty sure our S&D was incredible until the final, and then we got bodied, which obviously shows you that you can lose anything. But yeah, exactly. Like so S&D is always going to be your backbone, but this year specifically, I think it's going to be really, really important. Like even more important than it's ever been before. All right. Last thing we'll talk about. Was Clayster better than FormaL during AW? I don't know how many of you in here watched during AW. I'm sure a good amount of you did, but think about it. He was virtually the only AR that could hang with FormaL throughout the year, won multiple events, including champs, and won with different teams. None of which were as good as OpTic. His FaZe squad also got better of OpTic in 3 grand finals that year. I was going to say, I don't know, that OpTic team was the best team throughout the year. No shit. You know, they won the most events. But that FaZe team that formed in AW at the end of the year, when it came to playing OpTic, they were better than OpTic probably, right? Is that fair to say? But when it came to consistency, OpTic always made it to the, you know, like OpTic was always in the top 3, where sometimes FaZe just had like that weird like one-off event where they got like they just didn't do that well. If I remember correctly. Don't know if that's 100%. I'm pretty sure that's right. So I know that FaZe team was better than OpTic when they played each other, but that doesn't mean anything in the competitive world because you have to be better than every team to get to the final kind of thing, you know? Like, didn't OpTic always beat Denial? Like, with, like, Slasher. When I got dropped from them, it was, like, Slasher, Donnie, Hook, and Classic. And, like, OpTic would beat that team, but FaZe wouldn't beat that team or something. I'm pretty sure there's something weird there. We're only talking about AW. We're not talking about Black Ops 3. But, yeah, I think you can argue... I think you can't argue that FormaL is more talented and probably performed better overall. But my argument for Clayster is that he found the most success of anybody not on OpTic that year, and did it at a much higher degree of difficulty. So I will say one thing. Me, Cap, Attach, and Clayster, that's a higher degree of difficulty because the skill gap, the skill of talent between that team compared to the OpTic team, having, you know, I'm just going to be honest here. Everyone on OpTic was just more talented than I was. You know what I'm saying? Like it was flat out. That team was a higher, like Clay and Attach had to put a lot on with the skill settings of that game. Like, you know, just plain and simple what it is. I'm not putting myself down. It's just how it played out. You know, it was tough. But we did it, and we beat that team when it mattered, and we won the most important event of the year. Clayster had a higher degree of difficulty, but when he had Attach, Enable, and Zuma, I wouldn't say his high degree of difficulty is an argument, because that team was incredible and had a shit ton of talent on it. So he definitely had a harder career path in the beginning of that year. And then after that, and he made that change to that FaZe team, that's not an argument anymore. I don't know. I think FormaL was the most consistent throughout the year. And obviously Clay had harder teams in the beginning. I don't think you could really take it away from FormaL, but Clayster was definitely fucking up there. Like, they would go back and forth, and when they played each other and stuff, you know, like, those were the number 1 and 2 ARs, period, I would say, in that game. And I think it was just kind of head to head. I think I still give FormaL the edge, though. But I will say one thing. At Champs, Clayster was the best player in the world. Not arguable. Not even close. Clayster was the best player at Champs. And, like, the best AR at Champs. And Dylan was the best sub at Champs. Like, they were both out of their minds. But I would say I'd give, like, a slight edge to FormaL. But that was a really, really close year for them, the way they finished. And I'm pretty sure OpTic won the last event, right? Did OpTic win the last event in that year? They played Denial in the finals, right? And they won? Didn't OpTic slam Denial in the finals at the end of the year? All right, but yeah, that's some of the Reddit stuff today. We'll call it on this. What up, Johnny? How you doing? We'll get ready to play some Warzone today. I'll get on with Mr. Symphony. But yeah, this was fun talking about some of the Reddit stuff and everything. We'll call it on this note. We'll probably throw this on YouTube as well. Just, why not? People seem to watch this on YouTube. And then we're going to try and find a system where we upload these to YouTube as much as possible. And I don't know if Joe is in here, but yeah, if we could add Joe to this morning segment so I have someone else to talk to, and me and Joe just went back and forth, I honestly think that'd be amazing. So, but, it is really early for Joe, so we'll see. But yeah, a morning crowd with a cup of Joe would be the best thing that's ever happened to me in life. So hopefully that happens. Yo, everyone, when Joe gets on, just spam his chat, okay? Just be like, yo, you got to do that, just go tell Joe it has to be done. Constantly, just be annoying over and over and over. Just annoy him, dude. If you get banned, it's okay. I'll come in that chat and I'll get you unbanned, all right? You just tell him. You just tell him what he needs to do.